Oh, I need to get on my job, huh?
Yeah.
Is this?
Wait.
All right.
Let me see.
So let me bring this down some. All right. My top supporters. I got supporters. Lord, I thank you for my supporters. I want to do my makeup. So good morning, good morning, good morning. If you've never seen me before, I'm Natalie Louise. And I'm going to give some people some time to get in here. I think I may need to put this down like that so everybody can see it. All right. So if you get to doing your makeup, I'm going to be talking about how to upgrade your standards today. Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Natalie Louise. I'll get started in just a few. I'm going to give people some time to come in. I do want to do my makeup today, just for the day. And so I may be doing my makeup while I'm talking about how to upgrade your standards. I hope everybody's having a great 2026 so far. I'm laughing because what follows intention is disruption. That's what you got to know. And so as you embark on whatever it is that you desire for 2026, whatever it is that you envision for your year to be, you have to have an understanding that whenever you intend to do something, there will be opposition. If you intend to lose weight, everybody gonna come to you with cakes. Baby, you want soda? You want cookies? If you intend to respect yourself, you'll encounter people who want to disrespect you, right? People that want to minimize your value. But you have to understand and stay focused on what your intention is. What are your standards? What do you believe about yourself? Understand that. I want y'all, good morning, good morning. We got some people coming in. Good morning, y'all. If you've never seen me before, my name is Natalie Louise. I'm a self-esteem coach, and it is my mission to destigmatize low self-esteem. I say that because when I had low self-esteem, I was in it for so long. Good morning, Saraya. I was in it for so long because I was ashamed of it, right? And so shame imprisons you. Truth frees you, okay? So if anything in your life you're feeling shame about, it is keeping you imprisoned. Tell yourself the truth about that thing. Be honest about whatever happened, and you'll be free. The truth shall set you free, okay? But I just wanted to say that. I came to talk about. Thank you so much. I'm glad that my energy is comfort. It's God-given energy. So whatever you see that's good in me, it comes from God. Okay? Thank you so much for the compliment. But I did want to tell y'all that if you have set an intention for 2026, please know when you set an intention, there will be opposition, right? Because your brain wants you to stay the same. Your brain wants you to stay on the path that's familiar. That's what your brain wants, because your brain seeks familiarity. So if all you know is toxicity, right? If all you know is neglect, abuse, abandonment, your brain wants to stay where it's familiar. You can know that you need to choose better, right? But your brain pushes you to the same. All right, so we got that out of the way. I want to talk about how to upgrade your standards, because what you are receiving in your life has been chosen by what you believe about yourself. Now, the subtext was why you keep attracting people who use, abuse, and discard you. This is Gabrielle. It's the Warrior 2. My favorite. My favorite. I used to do makeup, and whenever I would do one-on-ones, this is something I would buy my students because it works for so much. I can show y'all today when I'm doing my makeup. I use it for, if I'm out of an eyebrow pencil, I use it for my eyebrow. I use it for my eyeshadow, blush, all that. Anyway, that's sidebar. So we're talking about how to upgrade your standards, why you keep attracting people who use, abuse, and discard you. Okay, we talking about this early in the year because guess what? We're going to stop that today. What's been going on? Butterfly? Don't listen, whatever's been going on, I'm going to tell you this. Whatever's been going on, there's nothing that you've been brought to that you can't make it through. Please understand. Okay? Because I know that sometimes things happen and it's heavy. It's very, very heavy. But there's absolutely nothing that you will be brought to that you can't make it through. You're not dumb. Don't say that. Don't do that. That is not okay here. That is not okay. We don't beat up ourselves. We love ourselves. We are compassionate. We are kind. Whatever happened, you're not dumb. Okay? I'm not, you got to have community. And in community, people can come into agreement. You are so smart. I'm not coming into agreement with you dumb. Okay? No, ma'am. You may have made a decision that you feel is not indicative of your self-love, right? That you love yourself. That's okay. Honor that you did make a decision, right? What decision? I don't know what happened this week. I don't know what happened this week, butterfly. I'm just talking. It's been a lifestyle of not choosing yourself. You're not alone. A lot of people live a lifestyle of choosing everybody else, placating to their desires, right? You're not alone in that. But you can start today to choose you. Today. Choose yourself today. Okay? If you keep attracting people who use you, drain you, disrespect you, discard you, it is not because you are unlovable. It's because your standards are negotiable. Thank you so much. Your standards have been negotiable. What you believe about yourself determines what you allow. If you don't know, if you're unclear about what you believe about yourself, if you're unclear, I want you to take a look at what you've allowed. Take a look at what you've allowed. And that'll help you see, okay, these are all the things what is that telling me I believe about myself? So people who prey on brokenness know exactly who to target. People that prey on brokenness, they know who to come find, right? If you have low self-acceptance, you will attract people who confirm that wound. So if you don't think you're worthy, you're going to attract people to treat you like you're not worthy. If you think you're ugly, you're going to attract people who treat you that way. Right? You're going to set the atmosphere for people to treat you a certain way. When you don't know that you're valuable, you lighting the candles. You setting the mood. Like you cutting the music on. You setting the mood for people to mistreat you. You making it comfortable for them. Right? It's okay. I don't want you to say you were too trusting, but you do need to have better boundaries. That's better boundaries. Boundaries are to protect you. We got to get better boundaries, okay? If you establish strong standards, you will attract people that know their worth, who respect their worth. When you respect yourself, you're going to attract people that respect themselves. I want y'all to look at community. Look at the community you're in. Are you around people that have high standards? And that's what we're going to talk about in this talk. How to upgrade your standards, right? Your standards are a mirror of what you believe you deserve. Your standards are a mirror of what you believe you deserve. I know y'all, we don't think, I don't deserve this. No, you couldn't be treating me this way. You have set standards that have made it comfortable for people to mistreat you. I know it may be hard to grasp, right? Because guess what? If you allow people to lie and stay in your life, you know what you said? It's okay to lie to me. It's okay. You're welcome here. If you allow people to cheat on you and you don't excommunicate them, you say it's okay to do that. Behavior is okay, right? Everybody makes mistakes. Sidebar, just a sidebar, y'all. So when we talk about cheating being a mistake, what part of the cheating was a mistake? I just want to know what part of it. Was it the responding to the text? Was it the declaring the location you was going to meet? Was it going to the room? Was it going to the car? Was it going to the bathroom? Wherever this happened. Was it taking off your shirt? Where was the mistake in the process? Because you know how people like to, oh, I made a mistake. What happened? Which part was a mistake? Because at some point, Anonymous, at some point you had intentions. Okay. I just want to make sure we're clear about whether that was a mistake or not. Because since I've been a child, I never understood. How was that a mistake? Did you fall over and got naked? What happened? You just tripped over. Ooh! I mean, good morning. Good morning. All right, so your standards are a mirror of what you believe you deserve. Here are a few examples. If you keep attracting emotionally unavailable men, if you keep attracting users, attracting narcissistic personalities, attracting people who love bomb, attracting takers instead of givers, attracting friendships that are based on convenience and not commitment. Do any of those sound familiar? Do any of those sound familiar? I know for me, when I was in low self-esteem, all of this was familiar. All of it. Every single one. I was attracting users, narcissists, people that loved on me, baby, friendships that were based on convenience, just inviting me to the table because they needed to have a lot of people, I guess. Not because they cared about me. This was my list of things that I attracted. And I accepted. But here's the root of why it keeps happening. This is why it keeps happening. You have normalized survival over self-respect. You've traded connection for self-respect. How do I attract anyone with a good heart that's not a cheater? Have a good heart and prioritize yourself, right? Prioritize yourself. Stop minimizing red flags. When you see a red flag, baby, you see a red flag, it's time to go. Why are you going to the store to get green paint? Huh? Why are you going to the store to get green paint when you see a red flag? Save yourself. Sometimes, and it's okay because we all want connection, but the problem with choosing connection is when you trade your self-respect for it. Okay? All right, good. So we have normalized survival over self-respect. We accept what's given instead of setting requirements. Story time. I told my mom I was going to say this. Story time. I was in a relationship where I felt it was the love of my life. And my mom said in the beginning of the relationship, you need to write a list about what you can and can't tolerate. You need to decide right now, what are your yeses, what are your nos, right? In the beginning of the relationship, when it was la-di-da-di-da, and I looked at her, and I didn't say it to her, but in my mind, I said, baby, she don't know we are in love, okay? She don't know what this is about. 10 years later, I should have wrote that list. I should have set my requirements, not just accept what was given, right? I walked into that relationship, rose-colored glasses on. We're in love. I'm going to tell y'all something right now. If you're walking into a relationship and you say, I just love being around him. Oh my gosh, I don't need anything from him. All I want is his presence. Stop right there. Halt. You need to know what your requirements are. If all your requirements are, I just want to be around him, guess what? That's all you're going to get. Huh? If all of your requirements are, I just want to spend time with you, that's it. I just want to feel your presence. That's all you're going to get, boob. Instead of accepting what's given, you need to set the requirements. Good morning, everybody. Set the requirements. Okay? That's why it keeps happening. That's why you keep walking into people that use and abuse you, because you don't set any requirements. You say, I just want to be around you. Like, oh my gosh, he just makes me feel so good. Like, oh my gosh, we just have the best time. We Netflix and chill like every day and just, oh my gosh, I talk about my dreams. What are your requirements? Somebody said that, I just did a post recently that somebody said that she's not dealing with a particular demographic anymore because she didn't get anything from them. All she got was used for her body, right? And so my question was, that's all you got, what did you require? What did you require? What did you require? So I think that it's easier for us to look at the external, right? It's easier for you to say, you didn't give me anything. You didn't respect me. You didn't do this. You cheated. You lied. You. What about you? What did you require? Because at the first sign of danger, at the first sign of disrespect, why didn't you slam the door? We have to be honest with ourselves, right? Honest with ourselves about the life that we are creating. You cannot always be the victim. At some point, you taking the keys and locking yourself in the door. At some point, you're locking yourself inside from the inside. We got to be honest. We have to be honest, because that's how you're going to get free. That's how you're going to get free, by telling yourself the truth, right? If you have accepted whatever, that's what you signed up for. How can we tell them our requirement? Just list them out. Well, my grandma used to say, no animal cruelty, right? But there's more than one way to skin a cat. When people are asking you what you require, what you desire, you tell them what you require. What do you like? Well, this is what I like. And also model your behavior, right? Model your behavior. You're on the phone. What are you doing? Oh, I'm going to get some flowers to replace my flowers at home. I'm headed to the store to get some roses, or to get some, this is what I do for myself. Oh, I'm headed to go to have a cup of coffee at wherever. I'm going to fill your life with the things that you require, right? Because if you do it for yourself, nobody's adding anything. This is the sauce already. The sauce is already made. You not adding nothing to my life that I don't already give me. So how do you require a thing? Require it for yourself first. I always say that. I'm not telling you to look out to the world and require more from the world. First, require it from yourself, right? And then it becomes 100% easier to require it from everybody else, okay? So that's how you model what you require, right? You don't say, oh, I need a man that's going to do this. Meanwhile, you sitting in the house with a bonnet on, not doing nothing. I need a man to come in my life and show me something. How about you show yourself something? Let's do that. 2026, stop waiting on someone to come into your life and show you something. Show yourself. Exactly, Sam. When you treat yourself like royalty, they know they can't come with a bag of plastic. You're going to have to come with the paper bags around here. You're going to have to come with a bag with something on it. You know, if I am doing myself well, treating myself well, you won't have the option. I'm going to tell y'all this. When you love yourself well, people that attempt to not love you are intimidated. They will get on up out your face. When you love yourself well, when you respect yourself, when you treat yourself with honor and respect, people that will intend to disrespect you will get on through. That's one of the main things that I noticed when I upgraded my life as far as self-love is concerned, right? I started to love myself. I started to dress better, honor my body by, dressing like I love myself. The treatment that I get in public, I used to get because I wanted attention. I wanted people to love me. So I dressed in a way that attracted a particular type of attention. And so I would get people saying things like, hey, you fine. But when I learned to love myself and respect myself, I covered up, because that attention is dogmatic, right? The change was that people respected me. Excuse me, ma'am, let me get that door for you. You are just radiant. You are so beautiful. It changed. Why did it change? Because I respected myself. I don't know the last time I got an AAA, and I thank God. Because y'all, how you look is the very least of you, right? That is the very least of you. So, all right. So the root of why it keeps happening is because you've normalized survival. You accept what's given instead of setting the requirements. Another reason why it keeps happening, you confuse attention with affection. Like all the AAA, that don't mean people love you. That means they want to lay you down. Okay? Let's not confuse attention with affection. Users show interest, but not investment. Write it down. Remember that. Users show interest, not investment. So I don't care who, wow, she's so beautiful. It doesn't matter, baby. If you're not invested, you know something, y'all, what just occurred to me? You know, there are stocks that pay dividends, right? There are stocks that pay dividends. You don't get dividends if you're not invested. Huh? You hear what I'm saying? Are you getting the message? If you're not invested, you don't get dividends. And so with that mind frame, you're valuable, right? You're a valuable stock. You don't get, nobody should be getting dividends if they're not invested. All right. So let's go back. We talked about why it keeps happening. Why do you keep attracting people who use, abuse you, and discard you? It's because you confuse attention with affection. Users show interest, not investments. I need to write that down because, you know, sometimes God be giving me stuff. Hold on, y'all. My baby is... You okay, Pooh? She probably wants something to drink. You all right, baby? So, what I said, okay, I got to write that down for myself because God gave that to me. And I'm like, oh. So what I said was, you confuse attention with affection. That's why you keep attracting people who use, abuse, and discard you. You confuse attention with affection. Users show interest, but not investment. And so I was talking about how stocks, there are some stocks that pay dividends. And you can only get dividends if you're invested. So if we keep allowing people to get things, get access that they haven't earned, you're paying out dividends to somebody who's not invested. They should not be getting any dividends if they are not invested. And so I honestly, y'all, I'm gonna be honest with you. My dividends ain't getting dished out to nobody that ain't putting in here. Okay. That stock is only gonna be shared if you know, that's just my thing, because I'm gonna tell you, sidebar, there is a goodness in you, right? That you give away to people that don't deserve it. And it depletes you and lifts their ego, right? And so why are you doing that to yourself? I'm going to tell y'all, I can't tell you what to do, but I'm going to tell you what your life changes when you prioritize yourself, right? I know you think you can't live without that. Your life changes when you prioritize yourself. I ain't sliding down the wall about nobody's son, right? I'm not doing that because I prioritize me. Look at my skin looking better. Skin looking better. Body feeling better. I'm drinking my water. I'm walking in my purpose. Why? Because I prioritize myself and stop thinking that I needed somebody to complete me. You don't need nobody to complete you. Okay? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. So here's another reason why we keep attracting people that use, abuse us, and discard us. Rejection has made you believe that this is the best you can get. Thank you, Sam. And I do. And I do. There is nothing that I would trade my self-respect for. No connection. I'm going too fast? I'm sorry. Let me slow down. So we got users show interest, but not investment. And then we talked about how there are stocks that pay dividends. You should not be paying out dividends to people who are not invested. And I'm going to tell y'all this. To me, dividends is not my body, right? Y'all know that you're an experience. Your presence is a gift. You giving people time that they don't deserve. Your presence is a gift, not your body. That ain't even a part of the contract. That ain't even a part of the package, okay? The experience, that is you. You allow people to experience you and they're not invested. So the next one is rejection has made you believe that this is the best you can get. So you accept the bare minimum. That's that rejection that you deal with. You scared to be by yourself. You scared of what'll happen? What will this mean if he leaves me? It'll mean you don't have that aggravation. You don't have somebody that's giving you the bare minimum. If you're asking yourself, what will I be? What will it mean if this person who doesn't give me what I deserve leaves me? Huh? What you talking about, baby? You're going to be all right. You're going to be less one person in your life that uses and abuses you. How do you do what you do? Let's see. Let me go back down. You're going to be better. I know that's right. How do you do what you do and be okay with people suffering? Who's suffering? Who's suffering? Jose, you talking about how do I prioritize myself and be okay with the person that was hurting me suffering? Are you saying that? I want to make sure. What you talking about? How do I do what I do and be okay with who's suffering? Who's suffering? Who's suffering? I just want to make sure. I don't like to misunderstand. All right. So you accept the bare minimum. Another reason, your current standards. How do people are okay with people suffering? Are you talking about the people that are in relationship with us be okay with us suffering? I don't know. Maybe they crazy. Unwell. Some people are only concerned about themselves. As long as they're happy, who cares what everybody else on the boat doing? Right? Your current standards are emotional, not spiritual. Standards that are rooted in emotion change daily. I love you today. Like, he's so good to me today, so I must let you spend the night. And then when he's don't talk to you for 3 days, then you want to have a standard where I'm not answering your call. What? No. Standards that are rooted in a healthy and solid identity stay firm, right? I feel like the way they treat you proves they're not really happy. They fake. Exactly. How people treat you is a direct reflection of how they feel about themselves. And that will go everywhere. Everywhere you want it to go. How people treat you is a direct reflection of how they feel about themselves. So if someone is mistreating you, they are not happy. If someone is being disrespectful in their speech, they are not happy. You at work and somebody always got a nasty attitude, they are miserable, baby. I don't know what's going on in their house. So, your current standards are emotional. This is why you keep attracting people that use, abuse, and discard you. Your current standards are emotional, right? You don't know who you are. And however you feel for the day is determining what you allow. Your standards have to not change with the weather, honey. They have to stand. Every single day, it got to be the same. We not tossed with the wind. If these are my requirements, they are my requirements. Ain't no Black Friday sales on my my boundaries. Ain't no Black Friday sales on the standards over here, okay? Same price, same standard. All right. Why does it keep happening? Because you haven't accepted who you are. You attract what you believe, not what you pray. Huh? You heard what you did? You attract what you believe. You can pray for, Lord, I want a man who's compassionate. I want a man who listens to me. I want a man who honors me. I want a man. And you know what you're going to keep getting? What you believe about yourself. To be honest with y'all, sidebar, if God gave you everything you were asking for today, a lot of us would send that man running to Mount Everest with no shoes on. A lot of us would. Why? Because we are unhealed. And relationships are a mirror, right? Relationships will allow you to see yourself clearly. And a lot of us confuse seeing ourselves with somebody else having a problem. Well, he just don't. No, that's that trauma bubbling up. That's the trauma that you didn't heal that's bubbling up. Okay? All right, so people don't use you. People do not use you because you're so amazing and you're so powerful that I just have to be in her life to use her. That's not why you're being used. I want you to be aware. She's just so amazing. I just gotta be in her life. Gotta have her help, right? They use you because you don't have standards and boundaries set in place to protect you. That's why. You want to know why they run over you? Because you ain't got no boundaries. What are boundaries? Boundaries are the limits that individuals set to protect their emotional, mental, physical, and psychological well-being while maintaining a sense of self in relationships. That's what boundaries are. That's a psychologist's definition, right? So because you are not protecting yourself, you're not saying, no, you won't hurt me. No, you won't overstep. You're not saying that. People are coming to they cleaning out the bank, okay? You got your bank open and you got the safe wide open. Come and get what you need, everybody. Come and get what you need. That's not the way valuable things work. Valuable things protect themselves. And so you don't set boundaries because you don't know your value yet. It's hard to have boundaries when you care about what people think about. That is true. That is true. And then, Kato, you got to consider this. This is what I had to consider. A lot of the people that you are concerned about their opinions, they don't like themselves. They got self-esteem issues. And you sitting here modifying your behavior, not being your very, very best self, not pursuing your passions and what God gave you to do because somebody going to say something about you. They don't like themselves. How do you find your identity? So right now, you probably have an identity rooted in the trauma that you've experienced, right? If you will consider yourself a people pleaser, if you shrink, if you don't set standards and hold the line, you probably have an identity rooted in trauma. You want to have an identity rooted in truth. What is an identity rooted in truth? What is the truth about you? How do you determine your value, right? Your value should be determined by what your creator says. What does your creator say? You're fearfully and wonderfully made. What does your creator say? You're chosen, right? So when you know your value, when you know who you are, you know that you're chosen. When you know that you're chosen, you're not looking to be chosen, right? That trauma identity pushes us to want to be chosen, right? But I'm already chosen. I don't need nobody to come out of their house today and say, I choose you, because I'm chosen, right? God chose me, and then I choose me. Anything after that is extra. Anything after that is just a razzle-dazzle. But God chose me, and I choose me daily. See, that's the problem. A lot of the hiccup in our system is we don't know that God chose us, right? And so we don't choose ourselves, and we're waiting on somebody outside of us to choose us, to solidify or confirm our value, right? We're looking for somebody outside of us to say, I choose you, you're valuable. And then when we're not chosen, we start modifying our behavior to be chosen, right? Do I need to be quiet to be chosen? Do I need to be loud? Do I need to be funny? Do I need to be pleasing to a man, right? To be chosen? All of this happens because we don't know that we're already chosen and that we should be choosing ourselves. Okay? All right. So predators can sense insecurity. Predators can sense insecurity the same way they can sense opportunity. All right, now, Jose, I thought you was going to be friendly, but it looked like you want to be problematic. So what we're going to do for you is, we're going to bless you today, okay? We're going to give you some time to go seek the Lord. All right? All right. I hope he gives you a great message today. I love you. I hope you love yourself. All right. I don't do that, y'all. I'm sorry. And I'm not sorry. I mean what I say. You're not coming in here to be problematic. You're going to either learn about loving yourself or you're going to get on through. Okay? Go and talk to the Lord or the devil or whoever you want to talk to. You're going to get up out of here. Okay? All right. So predators can sense insecurity the same way they can sense opportunity. How do you keep attracting these people? Because a lot of stuff is all up on you, y'all. Oh no, I work. I have a job right now. I haven't gone into full-time coaching. If it's God's will, I will. And so right now I'm in utility. I'm in the utility industry. I just lived the most awful year attracting predators full time, and my mother as well. Well, I want you to be aware. Is it Stephanie? You have the power to change all of that this year. Today. It takes a decision. Today, right now, you can decide. If you don't respect me, you are not allowed in my presence, right? If you don't honor me, you're not allowed here. Y'all know every business that you frequent has boundaries. I want you to go somewhere today. Think you're going to go up in there screaming? Think you're going to go up in there knocking stuff off the shelves? Try it and see where you're going to be. You're going to be not seeing us for at least 30 days probably. You're probably going to be in a hold, right? Because either you're going to act right or you're going to get out of here. And so for some reason, I know the reason, right? Some reason we think people can come into our life. We think people come in our life and do whatever they want to do. That's not, no. Your boyfriend ghosted you? Yeah, please don't ask me no questions about relationships and you ain't married if you don't want to hear the truth, okay? I'm just going to say that first. If you don't want to hear the truth, it might be uncomfortable. But if you're not married, if you are not in a marriage, a covenant relationship, I don't believe you should be going through anything. You hear me? Stephanie, if you're ready for my truth about boyfriends, my truth is I won't be a girlfriend again. That's my truth. I'm not doing that to myself. You know why? Because when you allow yourself to be in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, where's this going? Right? Because at the end of the day, either I'm your sister in Christ or I'm your wife. You're not taking 2 years, 3 years of my time, honey. 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, 11 years. We're not doing that. You're not going to get the benefit of being associated with me. Y'all, you see, we don't know our value. We don't know that men get social capital by being in company of us. Right? When a man is with a beautiful woman, you know what other men say? How in the world did he get her? He must got some money. He must be smart. He must be strong. Something. How did he get her? Right? And so for me, I'm not giving anybody that asset if they haven't decided to make a covenant with God about me. Sorry, we're going to be friends. We can be friends. We can court. But you're not going to be telling nobody, this is my lady, until I have your last name. Even a male friend. Male friends is different, yeah. And male friends is different. We could be friends, but you're not going to be telling nobody that I'm your lady, honey. No, you won't. Sorry. And I'm not sorry about that. Because I understand. I've been in relationships where somebody says, she make you look good. No. You know what's I'm gonna make you look good when I have that 4 carat on my hand. That's when I'll make you look good. That's when you'll be able to get the benefit of having me by your side. Until then, I'll see you at the coffee shop. I'll see you at the restaurant. I'll see you at the picnic. I'll see you wherever we going. I'll meet you there. We'll have fun, and I'm getting on up out of here. I'm not placating to a man's desires. I'm not doing that. Right? A lot of times we hear these conversations, and I'm going to get back on what I'm talking about, but a lot of times we hear these conversations about women submitting. The Bible never told women to submit. Please hear me when I say this. The Bible never told women to submit to men. He said, wives, submit to your husbands. Release yourself from the shackles of submission, okay? Release yourself. You do not have to submit to a man. You submit to your husband. And if a man is asking you to submit and he has not married you, that is out of order. Get on up out of there. If you have a child together and that man has not married you, you're still not the Lord said, Wives, submit to your own husbands. He did not say submit to that man that you slept with. Because I'm going to tell you, this is why we shouldn't even be sleeping with men. Because guess what? When you lay down with a man, that is submission. You are submitting yourself to him for his use, right? Wives, submit to your husbands. I just want y'all to be aware. Going into these conversations with men that say you're supposed to submit to me, no, you're not. If he ain't married you, you ain't got to submit to nothing he's saying. Okay? And matter of fact, you can go get the book. The Bible says you got to listen to me. You got to submit to me. No, it didn't, boo. You need to go in there and reread it. I don't know what version you got, but you need to throw that one away. So I want y'all to free yourselves from that. You know, y'all know it's a lot of people on the internet saying women don't submit, women don't submit, women don't submit. We were never told to. We were never supposed to. Okay? If you with a boyfriend, if you with a boyfriend and he wants you to submit, say this ain't it. Not up in here. Not up in here. Okay? Please understand. Wives, submit to your husband. If that man ain't married you, ain't nothing in the word to tell you got to submit to him. All right. That was just my side. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. Okay? All right. We talking about predators can sense insecurity the same way they can sense opportunity. Here's the cycle. Use, abuse, discard. People use you. People are able to use you because you overgive to prove your worth. They abuse you because you don't enforce consequences. And they discard you because they know either you will come back to them or you will stay silent about the use and abuse. Good morning. Happy New Year. It's going to be a happy one too. It's going to be a happy one. So this is the cycle, y'all. We are in a cycle. Use, abuse, and discard. People are able to use you because you overgive to prove your worth. I'm not proving nothing to a soul. You hear me? If you love me, you'll do this. Get on up out of here. If you love me, you'll cook for me. Get on up out of here. You're not about to manipulate me. If you discard them, what happened? If you discard them because you chose yourself, baby, move on. Skip on down the road. Skip on down the road. What you want to do? You want to go picnicking? You want to go? If you got rid of them, you ain't got to do nothing but move forward in your life and love yourself. I got discarded and stayed silent. Should I do something about it? So when I say discard, did they like put you in a corner and then they want to come back? Did they put you in the corner and come back? Because I'm going to tell you this. Sometimes they left, good. Keep them gone. There is no coming back, baby. Because there are some people who they treat us like dolls. And they set us up in a corner. And they say, I'll come back. Okay, Soraya, that's the last time they need to be able to come back, okay? Because I'm going to tell you this. We allow people to treat us like dolls. They put us up and they put us on the shelf. And they say, I'm going to go play with these other people. I'll be back, but I'm going to go play with them outside. We're going to go skip and we're going to go frolic. And we might go to a hotel room and we might, but then I'm going to come back to you. They do that because we have allowed it. All right. But you're not a doll, baby. Your legs work. You can get up off that shelf and say, you know what? I'm through with this. I'm through with this. My mom is only 59, doesn't work, talks about how I'm supposed to support her. I'm the only child. Ooh, child. Stop interacting with her. And then you can tell your mom, like, Mom, I love you, but this is becoming a lot for me. And I got to choose myself. I love you so much. I thank God for you. But I cannot compromise my mental health to have you. Either I'm going to be crazy or I'm going to be in your life. What we going to do? You know? We got to be honest with ourselves. We got to be honest with ourselves. Either I'm going to be mentally stable and sound and happy and joyful, or I'm going to be, she's spending her divorce money. You 27? Sounds like she living her best life. You need to prioritize yourself. And you need to be able to communicate. So a lot of the things that hold us back in relationship is our inability to communicate our needs and not being able to communicate what's going on, right? And so I need you to communicate what you're feeling, right? People don't have to respect it. They don't have to. You do. You have to know what you're feeling, respect and honor yourself, and say it. And so whatever happens after that, that's your responsibility, is your response. You say, hey, I love you. I'm so appreciative of all that you've done for me, but this is becoming very heavy for me. The boundary protects you. The boundary protects you, okay? So in the cycle, the use, good morning. In the use, they're able to use you because you overgive to prove that you're worthy. They abuse you because you don't enforce consequences. And they discard you because they know they will be able to come back, or you will stay silent. You're not going to say nothing about them going and coming. You're just going to be happy they back. You know how people say, he always come back home. Baby, get up out of there. He know where home is. Have y'all seen that before? He know where home is. No, he knows where he can come use, abuse, and discard you. He know where that is. He know the door is always open. No matter what he do, he can go do a cartwheel into somebody else's, and he know you're going to let him slide back on over there to you. That's what he knows. He loves me so much that he keeps coming back. No, he knows that there's not a consequence. He can play in the park. He can go to Disneyland. He can go to Mexico. He can go. And then he can come on right back to you. That's what it is, y'all. I want you to know that that's what it is. If you have a man that you say he knows where home is, he also know where that lady house at. He also know where. He know that. So we need to find and only allow people to call a place home that this is where they live. And that if there are other houses, you going with them to the other houses. If we got multiple properties, we going there together. Okay? All right. So the cycle is not about them. So I know that we want to point the finger at the people. It's easy. It's easy to say, you did this, you. That's easy. But the issue and the important thing for us to do is get in that mirror. Get in that mirror, baby. All right? The cycle is about the parts of you that haven't accepted yourself. You got to accept yourself. You got to be honest with yourself about what you've allowed and why you've allowed those things. Okay? How do you minimize guilt when changing from people pleasing? Listen, I'm going to tell you this, Lee, baby. How do you minimize guilt? That's something that you are going to, I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to have to work through that, walk on through, right? I'm going to tell you what helped me. Because guilt was a tool of the enemy. Shame, loyalty, all these things, they were tools of the enemy to keep me bound to people pleasing. And so I say this all the time when I was setting boundaries, and I would get anxiety about holding the line. I would get anxiety about standing up for myself. This is what I would say to myself in my head while I was enforcing the boundary. I choose me. 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 I am safe. I choose me. 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 While I'm feeling whatever I'm feeling in regards to setting the boundary, I remind myself that this is not about this person. This is about me choosing me, prioritizing me. I want to love myself. I don't want to abandon myself. I don't want to hate myself. I don't want to choose everybody else except for me. So in this moment, what is important is not how they feel. What is important is not what they think of me. Whatever. That's not important. It's important for me in this moment to choose myself. And I can only focus on that. And so I would bombard my mind with, I choose me. I am safe to choose myself. I choose me. I choose me. Okay. So the guilt that's something that you can expect to see, but it's not important. What's important is you choosing yourself in the face of all that. Emotional regulation is really, really important when you're learning to love yourself, because it is uncomfortable. If you have hated yourself for years, and a lot of times we don't think about not choosing ourselves as self-hatred, but that's what it is. If you have practiced self-hatred for years, it's uncomfortable to choose yourself. And so you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable for a while. Okay? And I thought I know I missed a lot of stuff. So I know I missed a lot of stuff. I do want to say I'm having an identity intervention self-esteem boot camp. It's called Identity Intervention. It's going to be January 8th, 9th, and 10th. It'll be a 3-day live self-esteem boot camp. And I am so excited of the work that will be done. A lot of the things that we go through is because we don't know who we are. And we allow so much crap because we don't know who we are. And so we're going to be talking about your identity that's rooted in truth. We'll be talking about boundaries, how to set boundaries, and how to enforce them. That is January 8th, 9th, and 10th. It'll be at 5 p.m. live. You will get a recording each day. And I'm just excited. The day 3 we'll be talking about activating your confidence. Because if you don't feel confident, it's because you don't know who you are. You don't know who you are. And so you're guessing, who should I be to be accepted? I don't care if anybody accepts me. I'm coming through. You ain't got to approve of me. You ain't got to. Why? Because I know who I am. I know what God has called me to do. I know my value based on what he says about me and not what the world says about me. Because guess what? How do you find out who you are? I want you to ask that. I want you to ask yourself, who am I? That's how you found it out. The first step, who am I? And when you answer that question, I don't want you to have any roles, right? I don't want you to have any mother, sister, brother, girlfriend, wife, none of that, because that's not who you are. That's the roles that you subscribe to, right? And so it is a requirement that you know who you are. You have to discover that, right? If you're interested in the boot camp, the link is in my bio. It's called the Identity Intervention. And it is going to be January 8th, 9th, and 10th. All right, so how do you upgrade your standards? Let's talk about how to upgrade your standards. The first thing you need to do is accept who you are in God. Accept who you are in God. Standards will rise when your self-worth does. And who you believe you are is the engine. It sets the tone for the standards that you set, right? So, because if you know you're the daughter of a king, your requirements should say, I'm a princess. What was your breaking point where you said, I have got to choose myself? There were a lot of things, but I really believe that I was looking at my daughter and I said, she's not going to learn what I tell her. She's not going to learn me saying, love yourself, love yourself. You're so beautiful, love yourself. She's going to learn what I do. She's going to learn from me not choosing myself, from me knowing that I need something and not being able to ask for what I need. That's what she's going to learn from me. And so a lot of us are not just fighting for ourselves. We're fighting to end generational patterns. So you did not just come in this life hating yourself, right? A lot of us learned it from the people before us. And then we have children, and then we teach our children self-hatred. We teach our children to choose a man over our self-respect, right? We teach our children to stay in a situation even if you're unhappy because the kids. I wanted to teach my child to honor her voice, to know that she isn't important enough to choose herself, and that she can walk away from any situation that doesn't serve her. But how can I teach her that if I don't do that? So that was really the last straw. That was really like, I got to get up out. I got to do better, because I don't want my daughter waiting for a man to choose her. Well, one day he'll marry me. Today, get up out of there. Today. One day, if you are currently thinking, one day he'll marry me, and he ain't set no plans, he ain't made no plans, trust me, you fooling yourself. Trust me. A man that wants you will make it known, right? If a man wants to marry you, baby, heaven or hell ain't gonna stop him. Okay? We talked about last night how to reconcile missing someone and still choosing yourself, because that's a part of life. You can choose yourself and still miss people. That does not mean you made the wrong decision. And so whenever you feel like, I'm going to get back to how to upgrade your standards, but whenever you feel like you miss somebody and you want to go back, what you need to do is remember why you left, right? You may need to write a list of the things that you tolerated while you were in that situation, so that every time you miss him or her or whoever, like if you miss your friends, you had to cut off friends and you miss the friends now, I want you to look at what you tolerated. If you tolerated passive aggressive jokes, if you tolerate whatever you tolerated, right? Remember why you chose yourself. I know, honey. Because sometimes it'd be like, wow, we had such a great relationship. Really? Did you really? Be honest. Missing someone blurs the memory. We forget the crying and sliding down the wall. My cousin asked for it. What is that? That's the only one he knows. It's okay, Stephanie. You can introduce him to the new person. The person who loves herself. And he'll probably run because he's going to be like, who is this? You must have found a new man. Who is this? You got to choose yourself. I mean, it's an amazing experience. I'm just be honest. Choosing yourself is an amazing. No, Reese. I feel like I don't feel like that, but I get it. Reese said, I wish I could go back in time and slap myself for all the stuff I was tolerating. But now you know better and you do better. He's insecure that I might be dating again. Stephanie, if you don't need to be in communication with this person. You need to choose yourself by limiting your conversations and ending conversation. Right? If this person was not healthy, if he was abusive to you, you need to put an ocean. Not a literal ocean, but like hypothetical. Yeah. No. Okay. All right. So the first step, upgrade, accept who you are in God. Your identity is the engine of your standards. 2, accept that you deserve reciprocity. Accept that you deserve reciprocity. Stop negotiating with what drains you. Don't argue with disrespect. Leave it. If you are in the company of people that have behaviors that violate your peace, get up out of there. If it's violating your peace, it's too expensive. That's Serafina, that's what typically happens. You might be raised in an environment that says we're more important than you. This environment, you got to bring something to the table for us to value you, right? So you learn that as a child, that you have to contribute to be valuable. And then you go into your life thinking, I have to bring something to the table to be valuable. And it's like, girl, why you don't love yourself? You shouldn't have to bring anything to the table. But wait a second. That's what y'all told me. That's what I was raised to find out, or to think that in order to be valuable here, I have to provide something. That's not the facts. Okay? That's not the facts. 2 is accept that you deserve reciprocity. You deserve for somebody to give what you're giving. You ain't got to bring a thing. Right? 3, set standards that protect you, not flatter others. Your standards should make people rise, not you shrink. Come on up. Come on up. You got to come on up. I'm not reducing myself to make you comfortable. I'm going to tell y'all this. If you ever enter any rooms where you feel like you need to be less, you need to get out of that room. If you enter any rooms where you feel like you need to shrink yourself, you need to get out of there. If you enter any, like this live we posted, I got to post a live from yesterday on YouTube. I only have one live that's been posted on YouTube. My YouTube channel is I Am Natalie Louise. And so when I get off of here, I'm going to try to not move. Thank you, Lee, baby. I'm going to try to not move and post those lives on YouTube. Okay? So your standards should make people rise, not you shrink. If you enter any rooms, and I want you to use this going forward in 2026. If you enter any rooms and you feel like you need to shrink, those are not the rooms you need to be in. Your room should call you higher. Your friends should call you higher. I feel bad being happy around my unhappy. That ain't none of your business, baby. He had keys to the kingdom when he had you and he let you go. That ain't none of your business. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. That's not your weight to carry. I said this. I had a quote. I did a photo shoot and I had a quote that came to my head that I cannot regret you not loving me like you should. That is not my weight to carry. That's my quote. I ain't steal it. That's mine. But that's a fact. Don't feel bad when you move on and life gets greater because you were good to that person. They didn't treat you. They didn't appreciate you. That is not your weight to carry. Okay? Let it go. Drop that bag, honey. Drop that. All right. Step 3. Add consequences to every standard. Add consequences to every standard. A standard without a consequence is just a suggestion. A boundary without a consequence is just a suggestion. What's the saying again? The saying is, I was just saying, I had a thought come to my mind one day, and I used it as a quote on one of my little pictures. And I said, I cannot regret you not loving me like you should have. That's not my weight to carry. Or that's your weight to carry. Because it is. A lot of times when you leave people that you treated well, they feel bad. They want you back. That's none of my business, baby. You should have did right when you had me. Because guess what? You probably had me before I knew my value. You probably had me before I knew the greatness that God gave me, imparted into me. And so because you fumbled the bag, that's not on me. You fumbled the bag. You tried to make me feel like I wasn't the prize. Surprise. What I thought that is? Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. I know now, right? I know. And I'm not carrying that weight. I hope you got a strong back because I know it's going to be heavy for you. Hey, I know it's going to be heavy for you. When you see me shining, when you see me out here shining, I know that weight going to get just, ouch. That ain't my weight to carry. I can't do it. I'm too busy getting my skin clear. I'm too busy getting in shape. I'm too busy feeding my mind. I can't carry that weight, baby. I hope you're doing leg day because it's going to get heavy out here. It's going to get heavy. But anyway, all right. Add consequences to every standard. A standard without a consequence is just a suggestion. And then step 5, how to upgrade your standards. This is another one. How to upgrade your standards. Detach quickly. Get on up out of there. That's my favorite thing to say. Get on up out of there. At the first sign of danger. What? You got a liar? You need to have alarms go off. It's a liar, y'all. It's a liar. Get him out of here. Like, detach quickly. Oh, okay, wait a second. He said he was at his mama's house. But now he's saying he was with his homeboy. Too much. Gotta go. You're welcome. We gotta go. But what we usually do is we say, I don't think he told a lie. And then we ease on down the road. Red flag. Uh-oh. I'm bouncing, going to the fair, to the circus. We're going to the circus. Red flags. And you're going to end up being a clown. Ignoring the red flags. You better cut it out. Okay? God gave us eyes for a reason. You saw that. Don't ignore it. All right? So, I wanted to say normalize discomfort, not dysfunction. Why did I say that? We got to be able to face the temporary discomfort of being alone, saying no, walking away, being misunderstood, because staying in dysfunction that is familiar, just because it's familiar, is ruining your future. Okay? Staying in dysfunction because it's familiar is ruining your future. Redefine access. Redefine access. High standards are not about being picky. They're about being wise. Everybody don't deserve access to you. You hear what I'm saying? I need you to hear it. I need you to feel it here. I need you to feel it here. Everybody does not deserve access. You need to question yourself. Does this person protect my heart? Does this person respect my boundaries? Are they emotionally safe? If any of those things answer no, you got to get them on up out of there. Vacate the premises. On out of there, okay? Everybody doesn't deserve access. All right, so 5, or I don't know what number this is, y'all. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, 8. Require consistency, not potential. Consistency. We are consistently distracted by charisma and not character, right? Pay attention to their character, not their charisma. I don't care how fine they is. I don't care how tall they is. I don't care how funny they is. You better pay attention. Potential is bait. Oh, you said you're doing what? You going to school you in welding school? Okay. You got 4 kids. When the last time you saw your children? When the last time you talked to your children? How do you feel about your mom? Oh, you're not in welding school no more. So when we started this conversation, when we started talking, you was in welding school. In 2 weeks, you ain't in welding school no more. But he had so much potential. See, he set you up for the okie doke. He had a plan, but it was not real. Consistency is the truth. When you upgrade your standards, it means you stop romanticizing the version of them that doesn't exist. Stop romanticizing the version of friends that doesn't exist, right? You know you show up for this person all the time. They never show up for you. Is that really your friend? Huh? Is that your friend? Huh? You show up for them all the time, but when you have a problem, oh, they too busy. Girl, I gotta call you right back. Okay. How to upgrade your standards. Stop proving your value. High standards mean I don't audition. I don't want to stay on this one too long because I love this one, okay? I don't audition for roles in other people's lives. Stop overgiving, over-explaining, over-performing. Your life will shift. Stop auditioning. Y'all know if somebody auditioned for a real play and they said, you didn't get this role. We didn't choose you. And they keep on acting like that part. You know they be calling them people, hey, we need somebody. Padded room, quickly. She didn't get the role. She's still playing it. She not okay. Come and get her. But for some reason, we play a role that we haven't been hired for. We haven't been chosen to be a girlfriend. We haven't been chosen. First of all, throw that girlfriend role in the trash. But anyway, we haven't been chosen, but we still playing a role. Nobody gave you their last name, but here you over there folding up clothes. Here you over there cutting toenails. And I ain't talking about nothing I don't know, okay? I done got a little spicy, honey. You over there folding clothes. Ain't nobody married you. Ain't took you for no ring sizes or nothing. I don't even know the shape of ring you want. And you over there cooking soup because they sick. Huh? Stop auditioning for roles in people's lives. You don't have to prove you're valuable. You are valuable, period. I'm glad. How to upgrade your standards. Adopt a first red flag, last chance policy. Only being courted from now on. That's right. You won't have any ownership over here. People love to say this is my lady. Because why? Why do they love to say that? Because ownership lifts your ego. When a man owns a Lexus, Alexis, I don't know if Alexis got the power it used to have. But when a man owns a Mercedes, that gives him status. When a man owns a home, that gives him status. When a man owns a membership to a golf club, that gives him status. So when he can express ownership over you, this is my lady, that gives him status. I'm not letting nobody, I'm telling you what I know now. You won't get the social capital from me until I get my 4 carat, at least. I need it. Then we can go and show each other off. Look at, yes, honey, he wasn't playing about me because I ain't playing about myself. Okay? First red flag, last chance policy. Upgraded standards. Eliminate repeated violations. You don't wait for patterns. 1 red flag is enough to pause access and reevaluate, right? So a lot of people say, you just give people one chance and throw them away. You need to be doing some reevaluation. What you ready? You waiting for the 3rd flag, the 12th, the 15th? How many flags you need to get them up out of there? Because it's not anybody else's. It's your choice, your choices. You're choosing to say, I'm going to excuse this flag. I'm going to excuse it. But if you upgrade your standards, you eliminate repeated violations. Repeated violations. That's what we don't want to be sliding down the wall this year. We want no violations. How many violations have you had this year? Oh, I'm going to go with 0 because 1 and they done. Guess what? You know how people say, a lot of times we get in relationships and we walk on eggshells. It needs to be the other way. You're going to walk on it. You're going to walk like right here. If you want to stay, you're going to watch yourself. Right? You're going to watch how you talk to me. You're going to watch how you consider me. You're going to watch yourself. Or you won't be watching me. If you are, it's going to be from afar. Why? Because I know I deserve it. I know I deserve it. And so the last thing, how to upgrade your standards. How to upgrade your standards. I'm off sick from work due to anxiety attack after people started bullying you. So Rhea, how do you deal with that? You have to understand people treat you how they feel about themselves. Stop internalizing other people's crazy. Don't internalize. When people come to bully you, what you need to understand right now, that this is not about you. It's about them. They're unhappy. They're unwell. Somebody is knocking their head between the washer and dryer at the house. Somebody cheating on them. Somebody leaving them, abusing them. And they cannot handle it. They don't know what to do with that misery. So they come and give it to you. Okay. So that's the thing. If you're being bullied, you need to, you taking work off. You need to be putting some stuff on paperwork. You need to be telling them HR that there's a hostile work environment. Hostile. You need to put it on paper. Right? Hostile work environment. Every single violation, every time they overstep, every time, hostile work environment, right? Because this is you got a job that we can take off, that's great, but you need to step heavy around there. I'm not the 1 through 10. Try me. You know, I went into a situation where I was the youngest person in the group, and I was the only person of a different background. And they thought they were older, and they thought they were going to speak to me crazy. You know what I did? I did not respond verbally, right? I responded in an email to the supervisor of the group with these people attached. Because guess what? Whenever I have to go to human resources, I'm going to document what happened, that I told the supervisor, right? I had the supervisor in the loop, and there was no change in behavior. Do you know what that supervisor did? She pulled me in the room and she said, you don't have, yes, I do. You ain't gonna convince me to not stand up for myself. I'm gonna stand up for myself, because if this goes left, y'all gonna get right out the door. And if for any reason they get me out the door, that's a wrongful termination, honey. We got records. Documentation is key. Okay. So the last thing you do if you want to upgrade your standards, surround yourself with women who already walk in the standards that you want to implement. Identity is contagious. Get yourself around some people who know they're valuable. Get yourself around some people who have high standards. Because if your friends settle, you probably will too. You will naturally rise when surrounded by community with high standards. Think about it like this. If everybody you around right now is getting cheated on, beaten on, if you have a man that's not cheating on you and not beating on you, you think, I'm doing pretty good. But if this man doesn't honor your voice, if he doesn't listen when you ask for something, right? You think that I'm still doing better than them, but you still at the bottom, baby. Get on up. You need somebody who honors you, right? But if you have you around in community with women who have men that date them weekly, that, just give them what they desire. They design a life and the man respects their desires. Then you're going to be like, oh, I need to demand more. It's not that I can't get it. I'm not demanding it. I'm not requiring it. Brie, I would suggest you finding things that bring you joy in that town. finding things that bring you joy. And so when you find your joy, you will probably find other people that find joy in those same things. And, it could work that way. When you say honor, when I say honor is that if I tell you that I like to go to the zoo and you say, okay, you don't listen to me, but I listen to you. Like when you say, I like this team, I'm buying jerseys, I'm buying tickets to go to the game. I listen and I honor what you desire. I honor the life that you want to live, right? But I'm saying, I like to paint. I like flowers. I like to spend quality time. We in the same house. What we got to spend time? Get on up out of there. But guess what? In order for you to say that to someone else, you have to honor yourself, right? You have to, that's why I said we are going to raise the standards for ourselves first. And then, so honor yourself, honor your voice. Whatever you need, I need you to honor that. If you're upset about something, honor how you feel. A lot of times we get so used to pushing our stuff down. It's not important. It's not important. No, baby, it's important. It's priority. Put your stuff at the top. Stop putting everybody else's needs above yours. I'm discovering myself as a former people. I'm so glad. I'm proud of you. That people pleasing, boy. Woo! You don't even know what you like because you're giving up whatever you like for somebody else. Not this year. Everyone else will follow when we choose ourselves. When we put us first, know who we are, especially based on what God says about us. Everything else follows suit. That's all I have for today, y'all. Thank y'all so much for riding it out with me. I appreciate it. I hope it was helpful. I hope it opened your eyes to something. And just inspired you to require more. Require more from yourself first and then from everybody else. Again, Identity Intervention. Thank you so much, Star Eyes. Identity Intervention Self-Esteem Bootcamp is going to be January 8th, 9th, and 10th. And we'll be focusing on identity, boundaries, and activating your confidence. I'm so happy that all the things that I've been through have not been for nothing. I'm so grateful. And I have such immense gratitude that it's not for nothing. And that God will be glorified in all of my mess. I love y'all so much. I hope you love yourselves.